Pierre, why do you think transparency and traceability becoming increasingly crucial in today's global supply chain?
Okay, so I think that there are a few factors coming into play. First, since COVID, I think that most manufacturers realize that they cannot operate their supply chain operation in what I call in a state of supply chain blindness, knowing only their tier one supplier, but they have to have a deeper understanding and knowledge of what's going on in their supply chain beyond tier one to avoid disruption. So there's also greater stakeholder expectations like lenders, investors, regulators, and consumers for greater supply chain transparency to know what really happens, where the product come from, how they were made, what was the impact, and that translates into more stringent supply chain regulations that are more demanding on informations of what is happening in the entire supply chain regarding more specifically environmental and human abuses. So all those factors contribute for this need for greater transparency, and traceability is a tactic that could contribute to greater transparency. And this is an important point because what I found during my career is that many people are confusing traceability and transparency. They think by putting in place a traceable system or solutions that they will achieve transparency. But traceability is not a goal. You don't wake up a morning and say, hey, I want to have my product traceable. It's a tactic, it's a tool. It's like one morning you wake up and say, hey, I want to have a hammer. You want to do something. You want an armor because you want to do something with this tool. You want to fix something. You want to build something. You want to destruct something. So traceability is not at the same level of transparency. Supply chain transparency could be like the higher goal or the one of the main objectives, but definitively traceability is just a tool. It's just a tactic.
Understood. Makes sense.
I would like to, I think, add to the great point which Pierre mentioned while here, that we often see people confuse between traceability, visibility, transparency kind of buzzwords that are there. And I think what I'll completely second what Pierre mentioned, that traceability is not the goal in itself. I think transparency or visibility is in the goal. And I think just to kind of describe it in other words, basically, traceability could mean collection of data on supply chains, whether upstream or downstream, for example, understanding the origin of the material of goods. And if it is downstream, how it is going to the end consumer, and basically what's happening after the end use of that particular product. Whereas transparency is more about sharing of that particular information, that intelligence between the different stakeholders. So everyone is getting visibility, everyone, whether it's your consumer, your supplier, the manufacturer, any logistics partners, they all get visibility into the supply chain, which is, I think, the goal, and which builds trust, which which is needed to comply with lot many regulations today, right? So yeah, I think great point, Pierre.
Yeah, I think that we can summarize by saying that transparency, supply chain transparency, is about disclosure. It's about operating in an open way without secrets, so that people know what we're doing and what are the consequences. So this is supply chain transparency.